Alright, so we have our final set, and we'll start with the Archers Chaos game. For this, I went Archers and I went over. But I thought that the Chaos looked really good the game before. I thought that the Archers have been looking just absolutely ridiculous the past couple games. So I went with them. After that last game, anything could happen. And I think in this game, fucking honestly, anything did happen. So again, Thompson starting over Fields. I don't think Fields played at all. So just going with that same formula, opening it up. Salcido off a skip pass with fucking time and room, and when I mean time, I mean he had time to get this fucking shot off. He scores first, and then quickly answered by Mazzone crashing in the net. He gets a goal. Mazzone having a good year. I think that was his ninth of the season, so he definitely stepped up for the Archers. He's there. He's a big reason why I kind of liked him because I thought that he was good. I mean, he's more than a role player. He was a real goal scorer this season. Reach or Rush in transition, 2-1 for Chaos, and then two big saves by Adams, and then we have Scott's first goal of the series for Chaos. If you haven't heard of him, no wonder it's his first goal of the series. 3-1 going in after the first. Not too much going on in the first. Pretty much what you would think of out of the Chaos, more or less. But the Archers really not showing up too much. Not too much. Amen. Didn't really see too much Schreiber in that first quarter. Um, an overall good job by the Chaos defensively, and especially obviously in net plays Reardon. I don't think I needed to ever repeat myself about that. To start off the second quarter, though, Schreiber finally finds himself, just works his man, just fucking no slide. No one comes to him. He's just working him down completely and just dunks it in 3-2. And then off of a great feed of Fracaro, there's three people slide to him. So it's Fracaro. He's coming down from the top right, and he's coming downfield down the alley. One guy comes, a second guy comes, and then an adjacent guy comes. All three guys come. No one can stop the ball. And then he throws it across to Thompson. Thompson sitting in net. Throws a one pump fake, and then scores. They go up 4-2. And then you got Schreiber to Manny. If you look at he's probably only 4 feet away, maybe 3 feet away from his defenseman. He is in contact with the stick. If the stick was towards him and not the middle of the field, the stick would be on Manny. And for 1 second, the defenseman takes his lower hand off the stick and points. And at that second, Schreiber throws the pass at Manny, and Manny, I would say catch and release, but it was really more just like a release. It wasn't even like a catch. It was like hitting it with a fucking tennis racket. So then they respond 4-3. And then, if that wasn't crazy enough, we have the next craziest goal with Byrne. Byrne goes between the legs. I mean, it looks like jumping in the air, like the Air Jordan sign. But he goes one-handed in between the legs and hits fucking far pipe on the low side. Or low on the far side of the pipe. And that might have been the fucking goal of the season. And if not for that goal, the fucking Schreiber Manny goal probably would have been the highlight of the game. Next, we have Scott's second of the fucking game. He dives into the crease 6-3. So there's a lot of role players right now. You got fucking obviously Byrne, which is always a good guy to bet on. But then Thompson scoring goals, Resch scoring goals, Salcido is a good goal scorer, but scoring this early, you're like, all right, shit. And then Scott scoring this goal. I mean, and then Glassini then answers again off of that. He scores his first goal on transition. It's 7-3 going into, and then Byrne scores again, goes underneath McNeil, and then scores 5-hole, and it's 8-3 going into half. So a lot of role players on this, not a lot of the big names. You don't see a Dixon anywhere on this. So overall, Archers just didn't really show up. Not the greatest outing by Adams. Adams had 5 saves, 38% save percentage, so that definitely could have been better. But overall, I mean, if you look at it, it's like, Schreiber's and Manny always looks good. You're kind of wondering, like, where's Holman? But you're definitely wondering, like, where the fuck is He's not even on my score sheet. He's where the fuck is Amen? You're like, what the fuck? And that's a common thing that you'll see. But in the third quarter, things start to fucking go off. So if you're keeping track still, Adams and Gittleman did split time again, and Gittleman comes in. He plays much better. He has a 50% save percentage. If it was me, I would have gone with Gittleman the entire. I think next season, I think you trade Adams to maybe the Water Dogs if they feel like they really need a goaltender that badly. But I like Gittleman. Always, I mean, you don't have to trade him unless something comes up and it's specifically good. Keep him, whatever. But I like Gittleman. I think Gittleman deserves the net more than Adams. But that's all. That's all person. I don't know what it's like in the locker room, so I think that also plays a big part of this, especially in a league like this. So Archer's off of crazy ball movement. I wish I could even describe it, but it was absolutely ridiculous. It was the fastest catch and pass you've ever seen in your life to three guys and then to Courier, the fourth for the finish, 8-4. But then Dixon gets on the score sheet. He just has a upfield pass and he fucking catches, releases it top right, 9-4. And then a turnover by the Archer, and then a turnover immediately by Chaos. The ball is bouncing in the crease, and you see Holman do like a hockey shot, mid-air dive type of goal. That was spectacular. That was, I mean, if it wasn't for these Chaos goals, that burn goal between the legs, the Archers would have had all the highlight goals of this fucking game. But with that one fucking that in between, if you haven't seen that, I would definitely suggest to look that up. But he gets that midair hockey shot type goal, 8-5. And then Schreiber off a sweep, typical Tom Schreiber goal, rocket of a fucking shot. It's 9-6. And then Joey Sankey with another great look. He's been playing really well this season. I think he had 2 assists this game. He's a great role player for this team. And overall, I mean, I miss him on the Redwoods, that's for sure. But Sankey, great look inside to Holman. Holman coming down on a cut on this little invert. And now it's 9-7. You're like, oh shit, like we got a fucking game going. But then fucking big body Stas, my fucking man on the Chaos, coming down. I'm not too much of I mean, definitely using his big body, but not like running dudes over like he usually does. Just kind of running through guys, not really over guys. But he comes in, scores, fucking runs through the net and everything. And it's 10-7 Chaos. At this point, you're seeing a little bit of back and forth, but it's definitely looking more like a Chaos type of game. Next, Dixon makes a lap around the entire field. So he starts off on like the right side, middle, and then curls all the way around up top, comes all the way down behind the goal, and ends up behind, and then curls, dives on the right side, completing the circle and scoring. Oh no, I'm sorry, he doesn't dive. He dives on another one. But so he comes all the way around and then inside roll goal, 11-7. And then we have a rat lift to Sankey. Sankey down low to Holman. Holman puts one low off of a one pump goal, and that's his hat trick for the day. And then Dixon responds to that, coming back around the net on because he's a righty, so they're pushing him left. Comes around the left side of the net and does like a backhand diving goal. That's his hat trick for the day. I can't say enough about Dixon for this team, man. He has been fucking unreal. It's really speechless how well he's played this season. I'm pretty jealous, man. Like I wish that the Redwoods had a guy like that really just came out like, I don't want to say out of nowhere, because he's obviously an established lacrosse player, but I wish that they kind of had someone that they didn't expect to be such a great goal scorer come in and score such fantastic fucking goals. So 12-8 going into the fourth quarter. I mean, right here, Amen had, I think, his first assist or second assist of the game. He skipped passes to Ian McKay. Ian McKay then scores off that. He's got a ton of time and space. It's 12-9. But then nothing happens. That's the quarter. That's the quarter. There was pretty much that one goal, and then Dane Smith with 19 seconds left scores to clinch the game 13-9. Pretty shitty fourth quarter. 22 goals, so it ends 13-9. So 22 goals. I can't remember. I think the over-under was 22. So I don't know how that works, but whatever. Fuck it. I went with the over. It looks like it was even, I guess, but I don't know. So Holman had 3 goals. Schreiber had 3 points. Gobrecht had a good game. 3 calls, turnovers, 6 ground balls. Kelly and Fowler had 43 and 55 at the stripe percentage-wise, respectively. And then we have, again, Gittleman, 5 saves, 50%, and then Adams, 5 saves, 38%. So same amount of saves, just different amount of shots faced. I think Gittleman definitely had a good fourth quarter, because the Chaos just didn't really look that good in the fourth quarter overall. But the Archers just weren't able to capitalize. On the other side of things, Byrne, 5-point game. Dixon, 4-point game with a hat trick. Scott, 3 points. His fucking highest of the season. They had 9 different goal scores, which is honestly not something that is super unique to this team. I think most games they honestly have like 9 different goal scores. But that's how it's so really difficult to beat this team when they score like that. Well, because when they score, it's not like Dixon has fucking 5 goals and Byrne has 4 goals, and then right there you have 9 goals, and then you have like two, 3 guys maybe net like 1 or 2. It's 9 different goal scorers. So it's like even if you shut one dude down, you have so many more guys that can come in and fucking at least chip in 1 goal. So tough to stop this team, and they have 2 completely different formations, and overall it's just it's such a unique game style that they play. Dane Smith, speaking of him, 1 close turnover, 5 ground balls. We had TK at the stripe at 54%, one of his best days of the season, even though technically not that great, but over 500, so we'll take it. He'll take it. They'll take it. Blaze Reardon, 18 saves, of course, he's a fucking animal, and 67%. He is the goaltender of the year, in case you haven't been listening to any of these, but he is the man. And now we move on to the Redwoods Whipsnakes. So I had the Redwoods and I had an under. Again, I'm not sure what this over-under was, but I think it was like 21 or something like that. And spoiler alert, it went over. So I was wrong about that. And this was the game to watch. This was the game to watch. And if you watched the championship game from last season, deja vu is all I gotta say. Not personnel-wise. What was interesting was actually who scored and really it was interesting who didn't score in this game. So to start it off, Carlson from one knee scores 1-0 Whipsnakes. And then Chaney stings one at the top right corner, 2-0. And then Gleason scores far pipe in, 2-1. And then a bad closeout, Brad Smith scores, 3-1. Bernlohr with 3 early saves, and then a great catch and a backhand shot by Carlson. Carlson again doing his thing. He has been extremely consistent as an inside goal scorer. And then we have Jack Neer, a jump from behind goal. I think he's getting kind of hot. That was his second goal. A Garnsey goal got overturned. So that's pretty much your first quarter, 4-2 after 1. Carlson with a couple goals, and a couple of guys who usually don't score for the Redwoods putting in some goals. And then to start the second quarter, we have Earnhardt from deep. And when I mean deep, I mean he was like maybe 20 yards out. So he was fucking deep. Because it's a 15-yard for the 2-pointer, and he was maybe 6 yards past that. So he was fucking out there. So Earnhardt from 2, 6-2. Carlson again inside, a feed from Chaney. That's his hat trick, 7-2. Tuttle from a skip feed during subbing. just being able to take advantage of the odd men or the lack of men on the field. 8-2, and then we have Cav to Harbison cutting inside. After a great ground ball by Garnsey with a nice wrap check. I think it was Nardella whose stick got fucking flown into the air. Ball comes out. Garnsey picks it up. And then we have Cav to Harbison. And then that's an 8-3 game. So at this point, 8-2, I was kind of like, fuck, man. Like, I still had faith. But I was like, damn it. Like, this is really going to how the game is going to go. Like, but it was early. I knew that there was still time to respond. But it's never nice to go down like that. And then we have Cav to Near, and then two guys go to Near, and then back to Cav. Cav stinks top left corner. Goal 8-4. At this point, I was like, oh shit. Like, that was nice. Like, good job of being able to read what was going on, and good job by Cav for fucking scoring, for him to get on the board in the goal column. Next, we have Garnsey on a skip pass to Pedersen. Pedersen scores. This was on the power play. Not the typical look that you get, but a good look in general. 8-5. Next, we have Perk running downhill. Man is on him. Man is literally on him. And he's like, I don't give a fuck. Throws it to the net. It goes in. 8-6. And then to finish off the quarter, the Whipsnakes respond. It gets Haas to Smith to Carlson on the doorstep. 9-6. So 4 goals in the first half for Carlson. And only 1 goal between Perk, Garnsey, and Jones. Jones, don't expect him to score the goal because that never comes. And don't expect the 2-pointers to come because for some reason they never did. But the Whipsnakes shot a ton of fucking 2-pointers in this game, while the Redwoods I don't think shot any. Interesting. I don't want to say swapper roles because Whipsnakes have been known, especially Channy, to shoot from the 2. But the Redwoods have been like surviving off that 2 ball. So interesting to see them not take any. I don't know if it was they were just taking what was available or if they were taking whatever specific things that came off of the tape or whatever their game plan was. But interesting to see that they took that mindset. If you're watching me right now, I'm also watching the Edmonton-Chicago game. Edmonton scored like Edmonton scored like right fucking away, and then Chicago scores like 3 minutes later. It's only 5 minutes into the game. It's fucking 1-1. Shout out to Islanders, too. Shout out to Montreal for being fucking Pittsburgh, man. That's a tough... I can't believe that they fucking pulled that off, man. Hopefully both 12 seeds make it. Anyway, alright, so... Garnsey to Adams on the doorstep. Alright, so... Yep, so that was half. So, next we have Garnsey down low to Adams. Great feed on the doorstep. 9-7, and then we have Jones to Cav down low on the power play. Again, kind of like the same look as before, just different personnel. 9-8. So at this point, the Redwoods won 5 faceoffs in a row, and they're on a 6-1 run. So I was like, all right, shit. But next we have Channy barely from 2, just his step down just broke into the arc, and he gets a 1 on the power play. 10-8. Then we have Cav on a rollback. He gets his hat trick for the day. 10-9. Joe Walters inside to Cav, turn and shoot. 10-10. I think that's Cav's hat trick right there. And then we have Earnhardt from 2 again, unfortunately. 12-2. So we tied it up. And then Earnhardt again scores with another fucking 2, man. And then Garnsey circles behind and scores. That was a pretty nice overall play. That fucking ability to curl behind and score. He had a good day. I think it was nice to not have him mic'd up so I didn't have to hear him bitch all the time for the rest of the season. But the beginning of the season to where they were now, the Redwoods made such great adjustments, and I think that if they had a little bit more time in the season, they might have been even better than they were now, especially if they had Jules Henningsberg. But overall, a good job of being able to understand like who the fuck they were as a team and be able to overcome things like the fucking goal scoring deficiency. Where were we? And then an amazing fucking penalty kill at the end of the third quarter, especially by Sexton, Channy specifically. So that was fucking awesome to see. And then the fucking entire fourth quarter was just like back-to-back saves on Burnlore. And then Garnsey again doing the same thing, circling behind and scores. It's fucking 12-12. End of regulation. Fucking winner takes all. Starts off. Whips get the ball. No shots. Turnover. Next, it's the... Oh my god. Fucking Darius gets arrested off fucking domestic violence. Alleged domestic violence. Fuck, man. These fucking football players. Anyway, so first possession, Whipsnakes, shots, no shots. Next possession, Redwoods, no shots. Next possession, Whipsnakes, no shots. Next possession, Redwoods, I think, get one shot off, and I think it's a save. Come back down. Whips. Pass the ball to Sieverts. First shot of fucking overtime, and he scores 13-12. Whipsnakes. I was pretty tight at that. What are you gonna do? That was a great game by both teams, honestly, and I can't really be mad at anything. Overall, just a fucking pretty decent game on both sides. Cav with 5 points, 4 goals. Thank God that he showed up. I really was hoping that he would. And then Garnsey with 2 goals. Not the greatest outing by him for this season, overall at least, but definitely pulled through towards the end. Because that first game, he was absolutely fucking atrocious. But at the end, this game, he looked really good, and he had big clutch goals at the end. Harbison had a great game. He, again, back-to-back great seasons. Last season, played fantastic. This season, played fantastic. 3 calls turnovers, 3 ground balls. I really liked the way that he looked. Jack Neer, 2 points, 2 calls turnovers, and 4 ground balls. I liked how he looked at the end of the season, too. And then Tim Troutner, 11 saves, 50% save percentage. Not the worst, not the best. I'll take it. Guys who I think could have fucking stepped up. Joe Walters, Kyle Harrison. I guess I just didn't like the way that they kind of used Perk. I feel like once they used him, it just killed all momentum. So I would like a little bit difference with him. Miles Jones, I think, could have done so much better for us. Cav, I think overall had a decent year, but not great. I liked Brent Adams at attack, but he didn't really do shit either. The midfielders were really just trash this season. I can't complain too much about Garnsey. I can't complain too much about Cav. I think Pedersen had a good season for what he is. And on the defensive side of the ball, I have all praise towards them, especially Eddie Glazner. He did a great time this year, great job this year on the mic'd up part. But now on the other side, you have Brad Smith. Fantastic, man. He might be the breakout player of the year. Actually, I'm sorry. That's a little fast. Oh wow, Chicago just scored again. Gang. Brad Smith, potential, but he's really just in running with another player on his team. I'll get to that in a second though. He had 5 assists. Great day for him. Earnhardt 5 points, 2 2-pointers, and I think an assist. Carlson with 4 goals. He had. Again, that's another guy who could be fucking breakout player of the year. And then people who had no points. Matt Rambo, didn't know if you didn't notice I didn't say his name. And Zed Williams, the leading goal scorer in the fucking PLL. So how the fuck you win that game is beyond me. Beyond me. I don't understand. I just don't fucking get it. Nardella, 69% of the face-off. I guess that could fucking help. And Burnlore, 13 saves, 52%. Not crazy better than Tim Troutner. About the same. I'd say the goaltending was the same. Overall, if you swapped a guy down low for the Redwoods, if you had a real good Rob Pennell or Grant Ament down low for the Redwoods, I think that would be great because they really need like a quarterback back there, or a quarterback in general, like up top or down low. Give me a guy like Tom Schreiber who's able to orchestrate offenses, or a guy down low they will orchestrate offenses. Something like literally just something, man. Um, Overall, fucking great game on the Redwoods Whipsnakes, and great highlights with the Archers Chaos. Really can't complain too much about these two games. Excited for this, what I thought was going to be the championship last season, Whips Chaos. Chaos shit the bed at the end. Um, if you're a betting man and you have some money to spend, throw it on the Chaos. They look fucking good, and I think that they defensively, especially with fucking Blaze Reardon, could stop enough goals where the Whipsnakes can't fucking score on them. Because especially only giving up 9 goals to the Archers is ridiculous. But the only thing that bothers me a little bit is the fact that Rambo and Williams had no points. I don't know if that meant that they did a good job on them or if they were hurt or something. But if you have them start scoring, it can get dicey pretty quickly. Look, in my heart of hearts, I would have to bet on the Whipsnakes, but fuck that, man. I'm going with the Chaos, and I'm going. It's the over/under's 23. I'm gonna go. I'm already writing it, so under 23 goals. I think that's the way that the Chaos win. Who knows if they'll be able to do it? I would expect to see more of Rambo and Williams compared to last game. I would still expect Nardella to do great. I would love to see TK fucking wreck the face-off dot, though, or face-off stripe, though. And, Reardon versus Burnlord, it's going to be great fucking job in net on both sides. You got fucking Rambo on one side. You got fucking Dixon on the other side. You really have a team of depth versus a team of superstars going up against each other. Still with depth, but more of a team versus superstar. So you'll see. I think if they can keep the ball moving and quick transition, I think the Chaos win this game. If it's slow, if it's a methodical pace, if it kind of goes and it's a lot of 6-on-6 offense with occasional transition with clean saves by Burnlore, I think the Whipsnakes will take it. But I think with the clean saves that Reardon I know will make, and a good transition game by Chaos, and the now ability to get everybody on the score sheet, I think you'll see an overall fucking great game. 12:30 Sunday, NBC Sports. I can't fucking wait. Hopefully, Chaos win, because fuck the Whipsnakes. So, that's my thing. That's it for me today. Excited. I want to see how they do this. Who gets the first pick in the draft and shit like that. Because last year it was like you play in like a losers bracket for it. We'll see what the fuck happens with that. And fuck, man. Islanders won today. They won their series 3-1. I just started my new job. Listened to a good podcast the other day. Rick Rubin and Andre 3000. Mike Tyson and Terry Crews was a good podcast on his podcast Hotboxing. Yeah, that's about it. Shit. I'm gonna run this out. I'm gonna try to get to 30 minutes exactly. Fuck, I don't have anything else. Alright, peace.